Oh Lord. Tide ho. Oh Lord. Ho tide. Lord. Oh
Tide.
my. Wait a minute. Oh Lord. Hey guys.
Hola.
We're here. We're here.
Yeah, we're back finally.
Doing a live episode. And by live I mean we're together.
Yeah.
Literally in the same room. Yes.
We don't do it that much because she's scared of a queen.
Oh,
her
girl.
presence every time
Girl. But let's talk about the fact that one of her dogs has just been nuzzling in my lap. She's just been begging.
She
for
likes
quality
everybody.
wigs.
Don't feel too special, honey.
Okay.
I reign supreme. Luna.
Do you want me to put her on your lap?
Luna. She know where to come.
Oh, no, she don't.
There you go.
Okay,
she
you
know
guys.
who reigns supreme.
All right, you guys. Now, last week we were supposed to... Excuse you, sir.
If y'all hear a little bit of
dogs,
breathing heavy in the background, they're just too excited. So hopefully it's not going to be too much on the audio.
Yes, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're sorry that we had missed the week. Like I said, a lot was going on. My birthday had just passed.
And we was like, listen, we were celebrating. So we was like, we'll just record one on like Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Bless you. We was going to record one on like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And what ended up happening is that none of what we recorded saved.
Yeah.
So we had to start over fresh.
Yeah.
And we were not happy because we had did an episode about, it was about
the Hot Boys.
Hot Boys of Hollywood. We saw the first episode, which we're going to do next week. We're going to do, we're going to do a recording on that one to talk about it, kind of give y'all an update on how we feel about the series so far. We're not going to do, we'll figure it out. We'll get all the things out together and we'll tell y'all. Mm-hmm. But I'm O Lord.
And I'm Thet.o.show.
And this is the T.O. Show.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we're back.
Finally. I know we said it was going to be consistent, but every time we say we are,
something happens.
We still be consistent. You're not going to probably catch us every week, unfortunately. We are human, but we do.
And we're going to try.
Hold on, we're better than the G status now.
We're going to try our best to be a little bit. Excuse me, ma'am. Sir. Oh, sorry, sir.
Goku.
Sir. Okay. Thank you.
Sit down. Come over here. Sit down. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to get into our topics, which is
the T.O. Show.
Yeah, we already said the T.O.
I know,
show.
I'm just saying.
Oh, girl, we're
going to try to figure this out, girl. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we decided, we both recently saw the new Thor Love and Thunder movie.
Mm-hmm.
We do not particularly say that we are Marvel DC experts, but we do fully enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So these are personal opinions from people who enjoy the movies. I do need to do that. Or turn it low, girl.
Just turn it on off, girl, because I think it's going to make that noise.
Yeah, it's going to make it the whole time. Anyways, you guys, we're back. This is the T.O. Show. Oh, Lord.
They're going to be like, oh, maybe we should do it separately, because they're like, we got a lot of malfunction on here.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, guys, it's us again.
We got a full house up in here, you guys.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, so Lord said, we're not experts on, like I said.
Yes, and we do not position ourselves as movie. Excuse you, sir. As movie experts, we're not, critics, film critics. We are just people who went to the movies
and we enjoyed it.
That's up off my face, sir. Ooh,
that's all.
We are not Caucasian in this.
Wig. Okay, so give me your feeling about the movie. I mean, okay, what's your score? Your rating score?
If I had to rate it, out of 10,
mm-hmm.
I'd give it like a 7.5, almost an 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had a lot of work that needs to be done to it, and there's a lot of opinions. Especially, I'm a person who actually read the whole Thor. Oh, by the way, you guys, this is going to be a spoiler,
mm-hmm.
and more spoiler because we've watched the movie. Come on now. As a person who watched, excuse you, sir. As a person who watched, who read the Thor when they introduced Jane Foster as Thor comic series, I didn't particularly care for how they introduced the setup for it in this movie. That's personal opinion. You know, I could be wrong. Other people could enjoy that. That's fine. You know, I'm not gonna be mad at somebody for enjoying the movie for what it was. But I will say, yeah, I didn't particularly live for how it was set up, and some other things that happened in the movie I didn't live for. But what about you? What's your score?
My score is definitely between a 9 and an 8. And you know, like I said, I don't know if I did we ever review Thor Ragnarok? I think we probably did.
I think we didn't do that. That was before we started doing the podcast.
No, it wasn't. We used to do the podcast. Well, I think we just reviewed it.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we was doing it before that. You know, I was not really strong of a fan of Thor because I see the first movie and I see the second movie, and I really did not like.
Terrible. Yeah.
Didn't like it. I do love Chris Hemsworth. He's so fine. But Ragnarok really brought me back in of, you know, kind of falling in love with the character and stuff like that of Thor. And I was never interested in the comic book character of Thor, let alone mostly the live action one. But I still love Chris Hemsworth.
I will also be honest. I don't particularly live for Thor as a comic book character. I don't really read a lot of the Thor comic books. I've heard he has good ones, but I'm not I'm not a Thor reader. Like same with Iron Man. I like Iron Man as a character, but his comic books I was never really fully into. I have read Ironheart, which is the black girl that's supposed to be Iron Man. Which, from what I've read, they're saying she's going to be getting her own series, and she's going to be in Black Panther 2.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna allegedly. But you get where I'm going. Yeah, they said they're going to introduce her into that. So I'm interested to see where they go with her character. But I enjoyed hers, and I enjoyed Doctor Doom when they made him Iron Man. And certain Iron Man stories, like when they made Iron Man a villain that one time, that was fun. But I'm not a particular fan of Iron Man like that. And Thor's as well. And I also don't really read Ant-Man enough. I read certain Ant-Man books, but it's just, you know, okay.
She's coming off as the expert.
I'm personally a person that I prefer reading off-brand characters. Not off-brand, but like other characters.
You don't care too much for the popular characters.
I like them, but comic book-wise, I prefer trying out characters that aren't really that, you know, well-known or popular. Like, I do read... Oh, girl. Anyways, as I was saying... Like, you know, I'm currently reading Dr. Fate, which is that 2016 Dr. Fate, where he's Middle Eastern, he's based in Egypt, and it's kind of like using Egyptian mythology to tie into Dr. Fate. I read stuff like that. I'll read different things. I do sometimes read mainstream characters, like I do enjoy Batman. I'm so sorry, you guys. I do enjoy Batman. Wonder Woman has been really, really fun lately. Whoa. But yeah, they're not characters I really... am drawn to reading, basically. Essentially agreeing with you. But go ahead. You had a point.
Yeah, girl. Well, we got all that spiel.
Okay, see, she's hating.
But like I said, I fell in love with Thor on Ragnarok. I love what they did with the character. They really took it to the point of him being super serious versus, you know, having fun and cracking jokes. And I love the storytelling of that. I
also want to say, I think giving Thor that 80s rock aesthetic of like, yes, the 80s colors, thunder, the guitar, like that really works for Thor. It makes sense for Thor in the movies. Although, I don't know if you noticed, but you know, God of War, the game, right? The game, God of War. He's going to fight Thor in the new video game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because, you know, he murders gods. He fights them. So he's fought Hercules. You know, he fights them.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you would like it, but I don't know.
No.
Anyways,
I know myself, and I know what kind of games I am into. So
yeah, I know she likes she likes Splatoons. Oh, did you see what I sent you about the Splatoons Switch?
Yeah, I did see that. I'm not getting it.
You're not?
No, I'm not gonna get it once they have
unless it comes with the game.
No, once it comes with like an upgraded version, which that is an upgrade, but I'm basically waiting for the next console.
The Switch Pro.
Yeah.
That we allegedly keep hearing about.
We were really upset as Switch users that we didn't get that. So that's on that.
Yeah. You know they're saying they want to do a PS5 Pro.
Okay, next. Because I can't get one for some reason. And I'm not spending. I can get one, but I'm not gonna spend that much money on it.
How much?
I'm
Oh,
not
then
spending that
the
much
scalper
money.
price. The scalper
Yeah,
price.
not they're not
Ma'am,
gonna get that
ma'am, please,
out of me.
please.
So, like I said, I fell in love with him with Rock, and it was a very
Yeah, it
great
was a good
story.
series. It was a good movie.
And and I think even for this story for him on this one, I really do like it. I think it was just a, you know, basically where he's going after the
Mm-hmm.
adventures and stuff like that, and just and I love that. I love to see. I know a lot of people like, oh, it's just too slow for me. Oh, it's just like, you
It's
know.
the Marvel joke machine kind of situation where it's like everybody likes to crack joke, 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 joke. Yeah.
But I liked it that for Thor because I think Thor's character is so serious and supposed to be so serious, and it feels better for them to have jokes in it. For me personally, so I enjoyed it. I love what Chris Hemsworth is doing with the character. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was definitely gonna be definitely a 8 to a 9 for me. It's not gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a 10 like
Yeah.
Ragnarok, but it would definitely be an 8 or 9. I can see myself watching it because I'm telling you, I watch Thor Ragnarok a
Oh, we
lot.
know
That
why
is my
she's gonna watch
go-to.
it. We know why she's gonna watch
Oh, I'm not only watching it for the new scene. I should give it a 10 for that. But I don't know. I
it.
just love that it was just fun. It was just laid back and fun, or whatever the case may be. I think we need to now accept movies for what they are versus of, oh man, because Marvel had opened the door for a lot of open ideas for as making superhero movies. And I think everyone expect like a big splash and a bam, and versus just like tell the story. I mean, the story is literally called Thor: Love and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really we're trying to get more into the character of it all versus full action all the time. Let's
I
get
can
into
agree
the
with that.
character. So I think that was a great thing for me, and I enjoyed it. I really didn't follow too much with the Jane story because, like I said, I did not like the first two, so I really haven't watched the love interest and all that they
I can
had
get
going
that.
on. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't. I look those two movies. I have not went back to go look at and see.
Oh.
I think I'm good. I do own the Ragnarok where she's not in it, so yeah.
I can get
And
that.
I love Kate Blanchett, by the way. Because
She was
again, if
fantastic as
like
a
I said, this
villain.
is all about we getting to know Thor on this movie. I think the other two movies, like Thor was on a journey, which he's on a journey, and I think even Thor
Excuse you. Back off.
when Ragnarok, when he found out the truth of his family and about him teaming up with his brother, it's like he's learning the chronicles of his people and where
Yes.
he's from, and it still is like, okay, now where's Thor after that? Like, where is he gonna find his happiness after the Avengers and stuff like that? And I think we needed a soft movie so we can get to get this character and get us into the next stage of how he's gonna be, what kind of role he's gonna be. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I looked at it.
I can agree with that. I will say certain things about the movie I didn't necessarily enjoy. I think one of the things for me, it didn't make a lot of sense. How she got the hammer, for me. But that's because I read the book, and the book, how they handled it was a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a spoiler for if you haven't read Mighty Thor, which was her run as Thor. In Mighty Thor, she basically, well, actually, Thor was doing something on the moon. He was just there. And Nick Fury came and talked to him, and he whispered something into Thor's ear. And it basically made it to where he does not have the ability to wield the hammer anymore. He is not worthy of holding the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, it basically was just there. He couldn't lift it, he couldn't hold it, nothing. So he had to forge his own path on understanding who he is as a person
Mm-hmm.
outside of the hammer, what powers he has outside of the hammer, and all of that. So it was kind of like giving him his own story, but also like not making it to where he's not still Thor. He's still Thor because it's his name, but he was exploring himself outside of Thor. And she somehow basically had it. I can't fully decipher how that happened because it's been a while. I think that
Mm-hmm.
came out around the same time as Miles Morales, which was like the early like 2015, 2014. It's been a while. Miles Morales has been Spider-Man for a very long time. And so that was how that happened. He didn't particularly care for it because it's like that's his hammer. But it essentially allowed him to find himself, and also it allowed Jane to find herself. And they did have the cancer story in that. I don't know for sure how she got it in the movie. Do we know?
Well,
because it feels kind of like they
she
never really said anything.
I
You
think,
know?
well, for one, they did cut a lot of parts in this movie, and I feel like they cut a lot of like. I'm gonna be honest. I just did not care for Natalie Portman. I just never really cared for her.
I could see that. I don't think a lot of people liked her just in general in the show, in the movies.
In the movie, yeah. It's just like I'm glad that they got on the basis of their relationship and stuff like that. Like they talked about that a lot. I mean, well, they did a skit for that, but I think the point is, it never gave me to the point of why should I care about this character. And mind you, with Natalie Portman, those Thor movies came out years ago when she was in it. So it's like now we're being back reintroduced to her, and it's like I need to care about this character being sick and dying,
right?
Whatever case may be. And the way they set it up was like, okay, Thor had other lovers, and it's just like, girl, you just a person that he gonna date and then he gonna outlive. It's kind of like this is kind of like his cycle that he does. So it was like, yeah, I feel bad for you, yeah, that you're sick, but I'm like, for as feeling bad for Thor losing, I'm like, girl, this is kind of like his cycle. I think he should be used to this, if I'm not mistaken. Like, what makes you different from the other people? That's just me. She got the hammer because, like I said, I think she did some research and she was like, okay, well, let me see if I can use other magic, at least use magic to be able to
but do you
help
know
my situation.
How that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, in some sense, was she worthy? I don't know. Maybe because she knew Thor. Maybe the hammer was used to something like that. It's okay. Like, what made her worthy is that if that's what you're going for, what made her worthy to wield the hammer? Because we know how she got it, but what made her worthy to wield the hammer? Maybe that's where your question should lie.
I want to say this. I think this is me as a person who reads Marvel comic books. I think the movies lately haven't really. What's the word I want to use? It's like they've laid the groundwork already. They did lay the groundwork, but it feels kind of like now we need something that's going to shake up the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it feels kind of like we're getting a lot of similar stories in a way. Do I fully feel like
get away from that?
Back up. Do I fully feel like Marvel is a terrible company and all that? No, I enjoy it. I still read it. I'm still watching the movies. I still want to do it. It's at this point, it's kind of like a family thing. I go with my family. We kind of get into it. We enjoy ourselves. We watch the movies to have fun. It's just about the fun of it and all of that. But I do feel like they're starting to get to a place where they need something that's going to shake everything up. Kind of like how Black Panther really shook a lot of things up. When they got Spider-Man, that shook a lot of things up. It's like they've had these shakeups. And now it's like, okay, we need another one. We need something that's going to really dominate. In the movies, I feel like the shows have been really good. Miss Marvel's fun so far. What I've seen so far.
I haven't
Moon Knight, I've heard good things about. Everybody loves WandaVision, and that's a great TV series. WandaVision really laid the groundwork for what we expect from Marvel's television universe. So it's like that one was great. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was okay. I think I had problems with it a little bit, but I'm here for him. I just watched
it, get it over with. It wasn't my favorite characters. I was trying to make sure I just look at it.
I feel like I'm here for Falcon being Captain America because I did read the comic books for that, so I'm excited for that. But I do.
He don't need to come back. I mean,
oh girl, see,
I'm not really a fan of his either. I'm so sorry. I just watched it because of that.
Weird. But yeah. WandaVision's great. Miss Marvel's great. Moon Knight, fantastic. I heard Hawkeye is good.
It is good. It really is good.
I just don't personally care for the actor, and I just don't personally care for Hawkeye as a character. He's kind of one of my least favorite in the MCU. Him and
I think it's a
Black
cute.
Widow. Him and Black Widow.
Well, I think the point, if anyone watched the show, it's more so of his the person that he's training.
Oh, his daughter.
Yeah, it's more. No, it's not his daughter.
Oh, Kate Bishop. Yeah, I know who that is.
So I think it's more about her coming up than
people are really excited about it because of her, because this story is essentially connecting the comic books, the Hawkeye comic book series that was really, really popular. It was like the early 2010s. I want to say it was a very
What are you
popular
doing?
series. I have no idea what he's doing. He's just walking. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. But yeah, I do feel like I think that was one of my issues. I think they spent too much time focusing on what's it that they did. Kind of some of the narration was kind of too much, and then I guess some of the scenes of Thor and Mighty Thor was, to me, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. It's a lot of it. It's not bad because we're getting an introduction to her, to Jane as Mighty Thor, because that's who she is in the comic books. Hers is like the Mighty Thor because she has the Mighty Thor subplot, or not subplot, but like side plot, and then it's like Thor, the what was he? The unworthy Thor was his. So it was like these two stories side to side working together, and then in the comic books, I do remember distinctly that she got with Captain America, which is Sam Wilson. They were together for a little while. I remember that.
Okay.
Weird. I know, girl, it's a little side plot. It's not, connected to anything right now, but I guess, yeah, there were some other plots that I didn't particularly live for, but I feel like it wasn't a terrible movie. I will say that. I had a good time. It had a lot of fun moments. It had a good couple of good jokes. I did love seeing more of King Valkyrie. She was my favorite. She was one of my favorites from this and in the previous movie too, Ragnarok. So I was here for that. How about you?
Um, Same thing. I do feel like, again, we are kind of being, how would I put this? Mm. We kind of
Overstuffed?
get, yeah, we kind of get getting a little tipsy with all the Marvel stuff because it's so much stuff that you got to keep up with. Especially when it
Yes.
came to WandaVision, it was like, oh, some people was upset. It was like, well, do I have to watch WandaVision to know the story? I'm like, well, yeah, technically,
You
yeah,
do have for Doctor Strange,
yeah,
Multiverse of Matt.
gotcha.
Yep,
And
yep.
I feel like even with that movie, it did felt like we needed a clear direction for as again because what they did with WandaVision, the way they handled the story of telling it the trauma, like how she got past it, all to be in a situation where it's like, okay, well, did she work through it or she didn't? Because it's like just it felt like that was a race, and I think for people that watch WandaVision, and we love that for her character development, and it was like, okay, well, the theory is that the dark hole made her this way or made her act in this way, and it's like, okay, well, we needed some way of us being told that because we need that to make the sense when we follow this character for almost 9 episodes of going through all this, and then you telling me out of nowhere, oh well, you know what, no, like clearly
You
she
know
would
what
have
it
thought this
gives?
through,
You know what it
that
gives?
who's gonna get these
You
kids.
know what it gives? You want to know what it gives?
What?
Daenerys near the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
It was just like
how you
she's
mess up
going
a
off the
woman
deep
character?
end.
Yeah, like and they got two people that was different people that like I said did these projects,
Oh,
and
sorry.
I feel like they should have consulted with the people that they wanted a vision because it's like we needed this to make sense because yeah, she did kill the movie, and don't get it twisted, she killed and acted a fool in this movie and it was good, but I think the point is it's like
Why is she a
this
villain?
character is not consistent of what it is, and I think someone brought this up. It was like, you got to reach the scale on when a character went too far and they're just gonna go for it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, okay, because they be trying to pull her back, like, oh, maybe she's gonna slow down or whatever. No, she need to go full what she wants to do. Like, be precise with your character at the
Yes.
end of the day and what they want to do, because clearly she's reaching a point where she can't come back from. It's like she's a villain. That's it. There's no comeback for that. We can't really forgive all that, and I think that's what it's like. She's never gonna be a superhero no more. And I think that's what they was trying to play back and forth. Like, can she come back as she killed a lot of people. She can't come back as a superhero.
It also doesn't make a lot of sense that she's like, I went off the deep end, but it's like, why didn't you just want what's her name to find a universe where the kids don't have a mom, and you just go to that universe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not do
Yeah.
that? What it didn't make sense. That's the
Yes,
point.
because she learned her. Anybody that watched WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
she learned her lesson. she given up her boys because she knew it was the right thing to do.
Yes.
It was all of her dealing with grief. So her losing her boys, she would have grieved through that and understand, okay, I'm not able to have it all. Right. It was an understanding. She was grieving on everything at the end of the day. And I don't know where she's going to take kids from herself in another universe. It just didn't make no sense of the lesson that she learned in WandaVision.
Actually, I'm so glad you said that. I didn't even think about that. But it's like, why would you want another version of you to go through the same hurt that you went through?
Yes. Even they asked her the question, I think, what's his name? I think, it was
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange or America said, well, what are you going to do when you go over there? And the other mom, what happens to her? And she didn't even answer it. She didn't even answer it. And I'm like, no, that's something that should have been answered. Or whatever the case may be. Like how this character came to this point and she needed to answer. She needed to be precise. Because remind you, she's doing this whole plan to get where she needs to get to. She should know exactly, oh, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. Or whatever the case. Not just pause and out of nowhere, oh, I never really thought about that. No, that doesn't make no sense. This girl is going off the deep end. She knows exactly what she's doing. This is fully calculated. And, she thought this out too much. So I think that's what the issue was with WandaVision. And I think that really made me upset
with Doctor Strange. With Doctor Strange. So I feel like the WandaVision, it was tight from beginning to end. It made sense. It dealt with her personal traumas. It dealt with her learning that you can't bring people back. You cannot bring them back. You have to let go of Vision and you have to let go of your kids. And that's fine. And I think it did a good job of dealing with these two. Yes, I know. It did a good job of dealing with these two things. Yeah, I know, I'm right. It did a good job of dealing with those two things, but also it ended in such a great way that it was like, okay, cool. We don't see her as a bad guy. Mm-hmm. Did she do what she did? Yes. Is she a bad person for what she did? No.
Because it's supposed to be mostly in our lens. Now, let's be very clear. In our lens, we have followed the story. Mm-hmm. Now, for the people that's in the story as a civilian, girl, now this whole crazy. She done came up in here and blew. So it was like, they're not supposed to understand that, okay, yeah, we knew what, we don't know what happened. We just know this whole, it took over a whole city. But us as viewers, we're supposed to be rooting for her, which we were rooting for her. But I wish it would have been something went wrong or a spell went wrong and it, possessed her or something like that.
Well, people say that it's the dark hold. If you hold on to it for too long, you become a bad person, which, okay, that's fine.
But they should have. So I think that's one thing. I think with Marvel movies, they need to be very consistent. And I feel like even what you're saying with the Thor thing and her having to hammer sit. And what makes her worthy and all that. And like I said, again, I did not really care too much for Natalie Portman. I figured that she was going to pass away, and I was kind of waiting on it, honestly. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, because, I don't think she's a great match for Thor.
I think
Thor just need to be a bachelor. He gives me bachelor vibes.
I think, you want to know what I think it really is? I just don't think that they did a great job on really writing her character. Mm-hmm. I feel like the first movie didn't really give her anything. Mm-hmm. And then the second movie gave her even less. And so you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because the first one, she just jumped in there. Oh, hi, I'm here. And I don't know where he just thought it fought. I didn't feel like it was a strong love story. Mm-hmm. Or whatever the case may be. Especially where he was at. And I understand that she was supposed to help him and basically kind of got him to being worthy again or making him at least repent or, self-reflect at the end of the day. And I just wasn't falling for it. I like Darcy more than I like her. Darcy's my favorite. I love Darcy. Or whatever the case may be. Maybe she could have been worthy to hold it. I don't know.
No, let's not do that.
Okay. Nonetheless, she gets the hammer. And we're going on this journey with her at the end of the day. Now, I thought her cancer was cured. I didn't know the half was still dying throughout the movie. I'm like, okay, well, girl, all right.
Oh, yeah, that's how it was in the comic books, too, where it was like, it gradually making her worse using the hammer.
I thought she was, but I did love the concept of the hammer, like how it was
splitting apart and all that. That was fun.
I was like, okay, that's hot. That was hot. So I enjoyed that. Our top villain, which was
the God Killer.
The God Killer. The funny thing is, I had missed the first beginning of the movie because when I went to the theater, I thought it was supposed to be at 3:30, that the movie started, and the whole time, I don't care for watching previews. I know old Lord and his family love to watch previews all day, so I didn't want to see it. Them. So I went up in there around like 3. We made it in there around like 3:30, almost 3:35, and then eventually it was 3:40. So and I looked at the ticket because my boyfriend had to buy a ticket because I already ordered mine, and it was saying 3:15. So I'm like, okay, let's hurry up and get in this movie. So by the time I came in, he had killed the god or whatever case. So I didn't see what happened in the beginning, and I was so upset about that. Some people say it just started. They didn't really do like anything.
They did a little piece. It started, and then they did the intro after he killed the god.
Yeah.
So that was how it started.
Okay. Because I was really upset about that. For him as a villain, I think Christian Bale did a great job.
I think he did. He was fun
as him.
Let me tell you what's so funny. You know that they said they had to change his design. Excuse you. They had to change his character design because they did not want him to look like. It was a certain. I think they said Thanos or somebody. They said they had to change how he looks because he looks like somebody else.
Oh.
And so a lot of people is like, but making him look like Voldemort was better because he does look like Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people said that. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, I mean, he still kind of looks like another villain that we've seen before. So
he still did a good job.
I think he did good. I think he did a good job. I was trying to figure out what I was going to say. I honestly feel like he should have just wreaked havoc in the gods universe with all the gods. I think he should have, but we wouldn't have Hercules. That's going to be in the next movie.
Yes, which is.
Wait, did you see that?
Yeah, I said that. Okay. I had waited a little long for it. I feel like he was more playing in the background versus letting his spirits, whatever the darkness or whatever kids that be fight for him. And I was listening to a lot of people that was doing reviews on it. It was like they was a little upset about that because it felt like he was playing like a background character. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
We wanted him to, because like when Hela came in there, Hela was by herself. And she had rocked it at the end of the day. Maybe that's what they were trying to do differently because I heard in the comic books he's a very hands-on kind of person.
I can see that.
So,
no, they said the look was definitely one of the things that they had to change because he did look like, I think it was Thanos, or let me see if I could. But go ahead.
We just wanted a little bit more action for him, honestly. That's all it is. Because he was basically playing a background character, hiding behind the spirits. I wanted to see more action. And, give us a little bit more of the characters. I understand with Guardians of the Galaxy, it felt like they were just in... I think this is what a lot of people are having with Marvel. If you're going to add some people in, we need to know why they're there. We need to get more. And it felt like with Guardians of the Galaxy, it just didn't make no sense for them to be there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because, he was working with them at first.
Yeah, he was working with them. It would have been nice if they just dropped him off somewhere, like maybe able to push the story that way. And then that would have been, it just, I don't know. It was still cute to see them, but it's like, you need to do something with them. If you're not going to do something with them, at least do something with the villain and,
right,
the other people and stuff like that, especially with Homegirl. We need to know why she's worthy because a lot of people be dying for cancer and why she's worthy to, wield the hammer.
Right. I agree with that.
So the action scene was good when he had came and to pick the kids up. Well, basically he was trying to, what he was trying to do again? He was trying to get the hammer. He was trying to get
That's how he looks. That's how he looks. I feel like they should have left him as he was. Honestly, I think they should have left him as he was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like changing him. Oh, that's who it was. They said he looked too much like Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Moon Knight or what. It was something. They said he was looking too much like, and so they had to change him because they felt like he looked too much like some other character. And a lot of people, it's like, yeah, but
his acting was good though. His acting was really, really good on point. The character, we just need a little bit more from him and why he was the villain. I think they should have aimed from two villains because I understand where the concept. Because I still loved him as a villain and what he was trying to do, or whatever case may be. I think they should have had two villains, and I think there was more focus on Homegirl wielding that hammer, even though they didn't do a good job with that. They should have had two villains, and that would have made the story much better.
Mm-hmm. I could agree with that.
Because Thor is a very powerful person, and it's like we want to make sure. And I'm not saying that he can't go toe and toe with Thor, but I think it made sense for they made this character, dealing with trauma, and basically at the end of the day, he only wanted to get his daughter back. You know what I'm saying? So he was on a mission doing whatever he had to do, what he had to do, but you kind of fell for him at the end versus we getting another villain that just like, I just want to fuck him up. I came here to raise havoc. I'm doing this or whatever case may be. And I think that would have been real great. So what do you think about him as the villain? What's going on?
I think it was good. I do get that people saw him as a backgrounder, which I'm okay with. I feel like
you don't want your villain as a backgrounder.
No, I'm okay with it in the way of I do feel like no, yeah, I'm not okay with that actually. I think I'm more okay with how he was set up. But I do feel like, yeah, we didn't really get a lot of scenes of him going around killing gods. We just saw the gods dead already.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
He should have had two villains. Because I still like the concept of his story. I think that should be in there. But he needed another villain. He needed something that was going to sidetrack him to doing everything he needs to do or whatever case may be.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that should have been more of the tea or whatever case. But it was like so much going on. We're trying to get the character development for the queen, the king,
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. We're doing the guy with the rocks. What's his name? Rocky.
Oh, the rock one.
Rocky. And that was fine too. And then of course we got the gods involved, which I think that was a great scene, by the way. It was a beautiful scene.
We know why you think that, girl. It's okay.
Oh. It was a beautiful scene. And it was great to see the gods and stuff like that. I think we really want to get to know more about them. I think another thing people brought up, they was like, okay, you know what? We didn't want to see you coming to planets and seeing the gods are killed. We wanted to see how they were killed, or whatever case may be. And I think that was a lot of things I've seen a lot of people complain about for the reviews. Is that we wanted to see how they was killed because we want to see this guy power. We want to see him act a fool, not just create shadow monsters. That's what we didn't want to see. That at the end of the day, we want to see him flex or whatever case may be. Make him, give him some character. How does he kills? When? Why? Give us that. And I don't think we had got that for him as a villain. So that was disappointing. Like I said, so what do you feel about the God scene? Did we love Zeus? I love Zeus.
I don't particularly care for Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I didn't. We don't like him as a character.
As a person, yeah. But I think he did a good job, I guess. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Hercules. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what Hercules is doing.
It was a great introduction when he got up and stood up. I'm like...
Now, people say he's from this show called Ted Lasso or Lasso that's on Apple Plus. Ooh, I'm so sorry, girl. That you've never seen, huh?
It don't matter. Because
she doesn't watch Apple Plus.
Yeah, I do.
She's not really a loyal Apple fan.
Okay, let's move on. Great scene.
I think it was a good movie in general. I just don't think it was the best. I think, like I said, I think my thing is I just feel like we just need a Marvel movies shakeup. That's it.
It's just, make you think, do these guys have like table readings? Like, do they really get like, okay, what we want to do to the character? What is going to give this character life? I think in this point, especially when they cut so many things, they said they cut a lot of things out the movie. It's supposed to be like a 3-hour movie. And it was like, okay, if you're going to cut something, you need to get things that make sense, that is going to give, put us in a mood or whatever case may be. Even like with Doctor Strange and what the Multimatter, it felt...
Oh, yeah, because they said 2 death scenes were cut that they wanted to do. But go ahead. I'll tell you the death scenes.
Yeah, I heard about it. So,
both of them?
Yeah, I heard. I felt like it just felt like the plot was carrying the characters versus the characters carrying the plot or whatever case may be. It's kind of like, you expecting this character to do this eventually. Okay, girl, here you go. we kind of get it versus us being like, okay, girl, what you gonna do?
Right.
What you got planned? Or whatever case it is. Not us knowing your move. That's just not a good thing.
I can agree with that.
So, and I feel like with this, we kind of sort of got eventually where the story is gonna go. Like we knew Thor was gonna save these kids. Like we
also we knew that because he had the kids working with him, they weren't gonna die.
Yeah,
we kind of figured that.
Yeah, and someone did brought up this. It was kind of scary because it felt like we had a lot of school shootings, and some people felt uncomfortable with kids fighting and in the situation they're fighting for their life, and they're like, what they some people say they should have cut it out, which I understand because right now in America we are very sensitive to kids and violence, and
we want
what
to
adults
be.
like
we would love to be. We would love our government to be. Yeah. We would love the other side to be. We would love some of the people on our side to be.
Absolutely.
That's it. You go ahead.
And it's not a good sight. It's really terrifying. I think growing up as a kid, I don't think kids will really get what we really had of feeling some kind of safety. Like we know it can happen, but it wasn't happening that much.
It really
in our
time.
It didn't happen. Like when it happened, it was shocking.
The worst we had was more so like the bullies, school bullying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I think we had like people who did
and eventually cyberbullying. That came a little bit
later. The worst of it was more so like S words.
Oh yeah, unliven yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a lot of that. Oh, that's what they call it, so you won't get banned.
Oh,
we don't say that word, unliving.
Yes.
Yeah, we have that, and I think it's just now that kids are living in that reality now to be frightened of whatever case may be, and some people having questions: should teachers carry firearms?
No,
and all that, and it's like no, but it's like, but we're gonna have to figure something out because it's like something got to happen. This is getting out of control.
I mean, maybe we should do something with the guns.
That's what I'm saying. You would think so. So I think it's very terrifying. It's very terrifying. I think seeing that with the kids, and it was cute to see them have a little power acting up. But I think the point is we can't enjoy it because we know what we're going through.
All right. And I also feel like personally, I was kind of like, I don't know if this scene was necessary. But I will say one scene that I did enjoy was them on the planet with no color.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really great, especially like you're seeing the creatures and it's a black and white planet. I thought that was great. I will say that. I did think that was great. Y'all got to start paying your visual effects team better. They got to start doing better with them people because we need them to be on the up and up. So pay them. Healthcare, dental, which should be the same thing, but you know how y'all do. Vision, whatever y'all got to do for the team. Because I want them to do better, and I want them to keep doing better. And they can't do better if they're not in a good space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Because they said that the people were making fun of certain things. Like, the scene where the boy was, you could see his outline of his face. And he was like talking to Thor, the black kid. That people were talking about how bad the visual effects for that moment was. Which it was bad. It was bad. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's not the visual effects department. That's y'all not paying the visual effects department. Let's talk about it. That's it.
Okay, girl.
Pay them.
And running for president is... mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, we enjoyed him as a villain. I just feel like they needed to have two villains. And like I said, for the God scene...
do better with kind of furthering his story.
Yes. I wanted him more in the God world. I think I really wanted to experience him more trying to find this man, because it was mostly focusing on the people that the kids that he stole. I wanted him to be more investigating or there for a lot of those battles where the people had died, that he killed these guys. I wanted to get more into them. So, but the way the story is leading up to that is what we're going to get in the future. I just feel like in a sense, it should have been a little bit more in this movie, because it's like, I really want to know more about the guys. I don't care about his love interest. I don't care. And honestly, I really didn't care about them damn kids. Honestly, I was like, oh God, like, why are he gonna steal the kids? I said, okay, so clearly we know this is a plot to lure him to where he's at. And I didn't really want that. I really wanted him to go on an adventure to different worlds and us, see different things, like see the gods, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that we hear in Greek mythology. I want to see a lot about that, so, but We got what we got.
We did.
At the end of the day.
Is there anything you want to add?
I think I want to tread lightly with this. I think the way they're handling lot of the representation with gay people, I think it's, I wouldn't say distasteful. I don't want to say it's distasteful, even though we know that's her character. And
are you talking about Valkyrie?
Yeah, but I think it's just an overall what Disney is doing and stuff like that. I do not want it to be. I want it to be something that's organic.
I can see
versus that. It's just like, oh, a slap, not a slap, like, oh, here you go, or whatever case may be. And I'm like, if you're gonna do that, do it all the way. Yeah. Or whatever case maybe. Don't give us a little part. Just do it all the way. Let's see where.
So what I'm hearing is give Valkyrie a girlfriend.
Yeah, you can give her a girlfriend. Or whatever case may
Preferably black.
Yes. Most of that. But I think the point, don't do a side character. Just do the big character. Or whatever.
Well, do both. Or just do both.
Yeah, you can do a side character, but I think I think that's what it's been showing up.
Fun fact. I don't know if you know this. Hercules is bisexual.
Okay, they can put that in there. I would love that. That'd be great for me. I would enjoy that. I would definitely enjoy that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. I'll enjoy that. I just want it to be more.
I can see what you're saying though, because she's that in the comic books.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like they've already set that plot.
So I was already expecting that, and I like the Rock thing as well too, and that was cool.
I think I will say this: I will more so lean into agreeing with you with the Rock thing versus Valkyrie, just because they already set up that she is, and it was already known in the Ragnarok that she is, because that's always something that the Valkyries are.
Yeah.
So it's like that's already known. So I will say the Rock thing. I feel like it felt a little bit more so like the director was like letting us know that he's one of the girls. You just trying to come out a little bit. We understand. Listen. Taiki, Waikiki, whatever, girl. If you want to come out, just do it.
Okay.
We're here.
I'm moving along.
I live in Houston.
You know what?
I'm used to. Hold on, wait. I'm used to heat. I know you're from Hawaii. You're used to heat. We're both brown.
I just really think they should have kept.
Somebody's ignoring what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to shoot my shot, girl. Come on now.
I just wish they would have really kept a little bit of homegirl. I just don't want Natalie Portman in there.
I think a lot of people didn't like how it was handled. I can get that.
I don't feel like I needed a storyline with anyone willing that Rock just share or whatever. Because maybe once he left or something like that, maybe they could have got somebody to pick up the mantle. But I just feel like I didn't really need that. I think we could have had that moment of them going through his relationship and with her and stuff like that and where he's at emotionally. But I just didn't think I wanted to see her again. I'm so sorry. I just don't think I really want to see her again. Honestly. And I think we could have been focusing on other stories than her or whatever case may be. Like out of nowhere, she's a fighting machine. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, damn, does The Rock give you more, martial arts skills or something like that? I don't know.
I can see what you're saying.
I don't know. I just wasn't buying it at the end. I'm like, she's a scientist and she runs when shit get hot. So I don't know.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
I'm not buying it. We didn't need the kids up in there. We didn't need him going to the guy. Yeah, I can see him going to where Thor usually reside at and looking for him or whatever case it be. I can give him that because of course he was looking for the witch charm. I can give that too as well. Whatever case may be. Or if he was trying to steal one kid versus all of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he would have stole Homeboy's son, that's it. That would have been fine. But him stealing all the kids, I think that's when it made it like, okay, well, maybe we're doing too much. Or whatever the case may be. And him just carrying the boy along and the boy trying to talk to the war versus with all the other kids. And, that's what I would have loved versus all the kids. I don't think all that, because it requires so much of the story being all over the place. But like I said, I give the movie an 8. Now that I went through it, an 8. About to drop down to a 7 if I'm not.
I told you that's what I'm saying. I think it was a 7. I don't think it was terrible. No, here's the thing. you guys, we are not saying it was a terrible movie, but I do feel like it could have been better. It just needed some kind of it needed
care
some
about
kind
the
of
character, and they don't care about the characters.
Maybe we should have maybe we should have saw the script 3 times.
Well, I think what they probably do and what they be messing up, I know they be trying to get some points accurate on the comic books, but I think my point is if you got to scrap something to give the character some kind of development, because we all know that, powers change when they get into the live action, but we need for you to make us care about the character, what the character wants, what they want to do. And I think I was listening to a reviewer talking about the beginning stages of Marvel, especially leading up to Infinity War. I mean, the Endgame is how the difference between DC and Marvel is they develop their characters, what's upsetting the characters, what they need to overcome. We needed that, and I feel like with this situation, we didn't get that.
I can agree with you there. We didn't really
get too much what Thor needed. Well, we got what he needed to overcome, after all this, but just didn't feel like some hardships or whatever case. It just like, it was just like a little easy little thing or whatever case may be. Because like I said, I just didn't really care for Jane. I think that what's her name? Jane? Jane could have just gone about her business. She could have got that cancer. And okay. Okay. That's the end of our show. I think I'm about to go to a place where I don't need to go.
I'm so glad you caught yourself.
Okay, let's move on. Y'all not gonna get that sound bite from me.
Yeah, it's just one of those. So yeah. Oh. Excuse you, sir.
All right, let's go and wrap this up. Okay, you guys. This was our review on Thor Love and Thunder.
Don't fall and hurt yourself, please. I don't got no
and another thing I want to add in was at the ending when they got to what was the place that they were trying to get to?
Valhalla.
Not Valhalla, the other place. Valhalla is when they die, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. No, it was not the
Midgard.
No, what was it? Nowhere, somewhere.
The negative. Are you talking about with the water at the bottom? Mm-hmm. Oh, got you. I know what you're talking about.
What's it called? Oh, it's somewhere, and I love that part. I love that, and it felt like some character development.
That was another point. I think visually the movie was great. I would give the movie that. Visuals were great. The CGI was not fantastic. I will say that, but that means y'all need to start paying those people and doing right by them. But I think the visuals were great.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Here we go. I'm about to add something in here. Mm-hmm. They could have had Jane in the movie, but I don't think she should have came along for the adventure. Maybe she could have been at home protecting them to make sure them kids be okay. I think she should have been way in the background. And when I mean in the background, or whatever case may be. Him already knowing she gonna be dying, and then she come through at the end with a little spazzle dazzle. But him, mourning her, knowing that she's going to be dying, but still got to focus on the mission as well. But probably checking in on her, stuff like that. I wouldn't say cell phone because they're different. Maybe that. I'm trying to give it something or whatever case may be, but I just don't think she should have been a big part of the story. I think he needed 2 villains. I think I'm repeating myself. Okay, you guys, let's go and wrap it up right here. Anything you want to add?
I'm good. I think that was enough.
Okay, this is Thet.o here.
This is Oh Lord.
And this was the T.O. Show.
2 tired, loving, thundering heifers. There you go. I did that one.
And shout out to the little girl that was brought back to life.
Isn't it the girl? I think, didn't they say that that's his daughter? Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Was that?
I think they said that's her daughter. That's his real life. In real life, that's his daughter.
She's so sweet. We need a DNA test because I know my man ain't the father.
Oh.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.